All right, you need to know how to hit wedges, but every amateur I see makes this mistake while doing that. Let's get into it. All right, so when we are talking about wedges, okay, we all know these are really important, and the number one thing that I see amateurs struggle with is they swing too hard at their wedges, okay? They're always thinking, how far can I maximize this by swinging absolutely out of control? And that can work on some of your longer clubs, but once we cross kind of that 45-degree mark in loft on our clubs, so that's typically around a pitching wedge, you start to see a diminishing return when you swing faster. What ends up happening is the golf ball just starts going higher. It's not going to go farther. So I always have people hit me a few wedges here, and I'll say, all right, go ahead and hit it. And so they usually swing really hard, and they'll hit something like that, okay? And what happens is that golf ball will go really, really high. So on that shot right there, you can see I had 45 degrees of launch vertically, and I have 89 yards of carry. Now we do have a little bit of tailwind, so that ball is probably carrying on the wind just a little bit. But if I do it, okay, you can also notice that there's not a lot of spin on that golf ball when we do that, because the club is really just kind of sliding underneath the ball as we go through to do this. And you'll notice I am teeing them up because I want a clean lie for these so we can get the numbers. So again, I'm going to go ahead. Let's swing really hard at one. Okay, so there's that one. I didn't quite strike it as good, which is something that you end up losing with. But the big thing is, look at what happens to those two shots. I just hit it, and I had about 11, 12-yard difference in my carry. So how am I going to play golf without knowing how far these wedges carry? So what I like to see people do is, once you get past, again, about pitching wedge and into your gap wedges, your sand wedges, your lob wedges, I want to see you hit these with a 80% swing, okay? Because what we want to do is really control the flight of the golf ball. A good friend of mine, you played in the USAM, played in US Mid-Am, and he used to try to play professionally, always told me about wedges was he never tries to hit them above his head. Now, he's about 6'3", 6'4", but that's still really low. And he can hit it 330 yards, but the thing is, he wants to make sure that that ball is under control. He knows what the ball is going to do. When it comes to wedges, it's not about how far, it's about, do you know what it is going to do? So what I'll have people do is, we can work on, hey, I want to make sure I have a good low point. Let's hit the golf ball first, and let's take it at 80%, and let's see what we get. Okay, so that was hit pretty good. A lot of golf ball on that one. And you can see there, yeah, I lose a little bit of yardage maybe on that one, but I have a lower launch. That's going to be easier to control. You can see I gained a little bit of spin. We are hitting range balls, by the way, so they're not going to be great on the spin, but I'm gaining a little bit on that. And I also am going to be able to control and guess how far I hit that ball. So yeah, is it my max distance that I maybe can hit this club? Probably not, but when I hit another one here, I bet I can say, you know what, I'm going to hit this about 70 yards if I can make that same swing. So let's try that again. And there we go. We've got it at 73 yards. You can see launched at 39. And you can see the spin picked up on that one. That was a little bit of a different range ball. So we're going to see some variance in that. But on both shots, the spin actually went up. So what I'm giving up in height because I'm swinging harder, I'm gaining back in stopping power because I'm spinning it more. So that's going to be the key as we do this. But most importantly, I have now about a 3-4 yard window where I know that golf ball is going to land compared to a 12-yard window. Plus, hitting it lower, I'm less susceptible to all of the elements. Again, we got a tailwind, so that ball could have carried on the wind a little farther, but you know what? I'm not going to have to worry about that as much because I have this under control a little bit more. So again, the number one thing I see people do when we're working on the wedges, we need to make sure that we control the flight first. It's not about how hard you swing, it's about controlling how the ball launches. That is what's going to get you your distance, and it's about knowing how far you are going to hit the ball. I can hit my 60 degree, and I know I can hit it 85, 90 yards if I absolutely get it perfect and everything works out. But can I rely on that? No, because sometimes I hit it 75. It's just not going to be something I want to do when I'm playing around a golf. So get working on your wedges, start thinking about, all right, what type of swing can I control the dynamics of the launch? That is going to be what helps you break 90, break 80, and move up the ladder of scoring. And if you need more help with that, make sure you check out, we have our Breaking 90 plan, which is 100% free. It's in the description below, where we're going to help you out with that. So thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.